Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
Yep, I was late by a few minutes, excuse me for that. I think I'll start sharing my screen. So do you guys have any questions from the topics that we discussed yesterday?
More questions here. Clear.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, I'm sharing my screen, everyone. So quick recap, we discussed the basics of testing yesterday. And we also concluded accessibility testing comes under non-functional testing. And mostly it works on the secondary objective of software testing, where the intention is to find as many bugs as possible. And it can be treated as a combination of manual testing and automation testing. And also it will be part of your black box testing and sometimes white box testing when developers does it. Okay? And it's a positive testing. That's what we have discussed yesterday. So now we'll go ahead and continue the discussion on what is usability testing. Okay? Now remember, accessibility testing and usability testing, they are used interchangeably, almost they are same. But I will say accessibility testing is a child of usability testing. Meaning the parent testing technique is usability testing. The child testing technique is accessibility testing. So before we learn about child accessibility testing, let's talk at least today about the parent, like what is usability testing. Okay. So I'm not going to write detailed notes today, but I will be writing some bullet points only. And I will ensure that you get all these notes from the Google Drive once I have the final list of participants who are enrolled in the course. Okay, so we all know what is usability testing, right? So I don't want to reinvent the wheel again. So I will say usability testing refers to how easily and efficiently the users can interact with your application, right? If the users are able to interact with your application very easily, very efficiently, then we say the application is usable to them. If the application is difficult for them to use, it is not at all usable. Which means if I'm able to identify the login button easily, if I'm able to identify the logout button easily, it is usable. Otherwise, it is not usable. So one simple example I will give you before we uh, go to the next point. So look at this application. Okay, you all see this application, right? See, I have to log in. Do you see login button here? I'm just scrolling up and down. Tell me if you are able to see the login button. Mostly no, right? There is no login button here. So the user finds difficult saying, how can I book an appointment with a doctor? So this is make appointment with a doctor. How can I make an appointment if I don't know where is login button, right? So this application is hiding that login functionality. Somewhere it is there. Unless the user knows it, he cannot do that. So on the top right, there is a menu. He has to click there, and inside hidden is login button. So this is hidden. So he has to do one additional step, clicking on this menu icon to see the login button. So this is not 100% usable. I would say partially usable because he has to do some homework to identify this menu, and inside there is login button. So this is not that much usable. Similarly, once I log in, and let's say I booked an appointment with doctor by just submitting this form, forget about what I'm doing. That's not important. Now I want to log out because my appointment with doctor is booked. So where is log out button? I don't see that here. I see again make appointment. I see go to home page, but I don't see log out. So user is little confused unless he clicks on this menu again and he clicks on log out. So log out and login button are concealed. They are present inside some menu icon. So that's where people say, hey, this application is not that much usable. So people start commenting. They are not questioning functionality. I'm not saying that login is not working, logout is not working. They are working. But Login button is hidden somewhere inside the menu. Logout is also hidden somewhere inside the menu. So new users of your application will find it little unusable, because not every person in the world is intelligent, right? Okay, there is a question from Abdul. Does UI UX test can also be known as usability testing? To some extent, the answer is yes. Okay, because UI testing talks about the interfaces, like how is the login button looking like? That is UI. How is the book appointment button looking like? That is UI. UX is user experience. Now, what is your experience when you understood that login button is inside that menu? And what is your experience when you understood that logout button is inside the menu? You might say my experience is not that great. Why? Because you did not find it user experience. User experience is how the application is making you feel. Now, in my training, UI is all about the notes I'm writing here, and how am I teaching, and how differently I'm teaching, how efficiently you are understanding my language and examples. That is user experience. The user experience can be similar to usability testing. Okay? So, repeating the definition, usability testing talks about how easily and efficiently the users can interact with your application. Okay, so that is usability testing. So let me write that quick simple word only. So usability testing is how efficiently and easily the users of the application are able to use the application, or I'll remove this word, are able to use the application. So that is the definition of usability testing. Okay, we know the definition, how efficiently it is, how easily it is, but how do you measure it? Like, telling the definition is easy. I gave one simple example: login, logout, hidden inside the menu. But how do you measure usability? If someone comes and says, okay, I'll pay you $100 per day, tell me if the application is usable or not. So how do you measure usability? How to measure usability testing? So for that, there are so many factors available. Like the industry says, there are 100 ways to do that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about certain bullet points now where we can measure the usability. So certain key factors includes effectiveness. So this is one factor that you can measure whether your application is usable or not. So what is effectiveness? In simple language, I will say how fast or how well the users are able to complete a task in your application. So completing a given functionality, completing a given task, how fast you do that, or how well you are doing it, that will be the definition for effectiveness, where I'm going to look at the task success rate. So here, the task I'm giving is go and book an appointment with the doctor. So you open this website and you come here and you see, okay, I have to book an appointment. So you click on make appointment. And then you realize that, okay, I have to log in. So you copy the username and password, which is already given here, and click on login. And then you want to book an appointment. So directly you are clicking on book appointment, and it says, please fill out this field. So I'll choose a date, and you click on book appointment. Yes, appointment confirmation. So appointment has been booked as per following. So I'm able to complete the task. So how effective is this experience? We have to measure as an individual user. There is nothing called Kiran effectiveness will be same as Abdul's effectiveness. Every person is unique in accessibility testing and usability testing. So the definition of effectiveness will be how well the users can complete the given task. That is task completion success rate, meaning the task has to be successfully completed, not at a failure level. If you want some more examples, I can take, if I talk about online banking system, right? These days everyone transfers money through UPI apps like Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, right? So let's talk about a given task where the user is expected to transfer money from his savings account to another checking account. Okay. So what is the success metric here? Like, how do you define the success metric for effectiveness? If, meaning the acceptance criteria, if the user is able to successfully transfer the money without any errors, without any warnings, without any assistance from account 1 to account 2, that is my success metric. Okay. And how do you test it? How do you assess it? Once you are logged into banking application, it says the system allows the user to select the from account, to select the to account, enter the correct amount that you want to transfer. No negative values should be allowed, and no amount beyond the balance amount should be allowed. So if you are able to submit all these three fields and also a reason why you are transferring money, and click on transfer button, the money is transferred. That is how you test it. That is my assessment steps, test steps. Success metric is how fast you are doing it without encountering any errors. So that is one simple example I can think beyond that login and logout also. Okay, so for everything we will write something like this. So if you have to measure it, I'm telling you the words that you have to use. First, you have to write what is the task. Task is your functionality that you want to achieve. For that task, you have to write success metric. And how are you going to assess it? Meaning, what is your assessment steps? So these assessment steps are nothing but, in test case language, steps to follow. Like what steps you have to follow to execute it. Success metric is when do you say the given task is completed successfully. And the task is the functionality to be achieved, meaning the task, the given task or functionality to be achieved. So I'm not writing that example, I'm just telling you. So the task is transfer money from my savings account into some checking account. That is the functionality. So you have to log in and complete the transfer. So when do I say that task is completed? The user successfully completes the task by transferring money without any errors, without any warnings, without any assistance. Then what is the assessment, like the steps to follow? I will say the system allows the user to select the correct amount, input the right amount, and choose the accounts that from where it is going to be transferred to which account it is going to be transferred, and click on submit button. So the money gets transferred without any errors. And if the high success rate is achieved, it indicates that all the users are able to complete the task correctly with ease. Meaning this point I'm telling again, with ease. So like that, you have to write. If someone says, how do you measure usability? One category is effectiveness, and any functionality for which you have to do usability, talk in this language. Is this clear, guys, or you have any questions? Am I clear, or you have questions? Okay. Okay, let's go to the next point. Then I will talk about efficiency. Earlier we discussed about effectiveness, right? Now we are talking about efficiency. So efficiency is all about the time taken. Effectiveness is not about the time taken. It is about, are they able to complete the given task or not? But efficiency talks about the amount of time taken or the number of resources used to complete the given task. So this is like the time, task completion time. Here it is task success rate. Here it is task completion time. So definition is the time or resources required for the users to complete the given task. That is task completion time. Again, to evaluate it, you will take these 3 points. So example, I will say, for efficiency, let's take an example of, so the task is find a specific item such as an iPhone or an AC or a laptop on an e-commerce website. Think on Amazon.in, and your task is to purchase a laptop. So you go and search for it, right, and then purchase it. So that is the task I'm taking. And if I'm a user using that application, Amazon.in, how will I say whether that application is having that efficiency or not? So simple. The task is find a specific item, example laptop, and purchase it on a e-commerce application like Amazon.in. That is my task. How do we measure the success metric? As a usability test engineer, how do you measure the success metric? I would say the time it took for the user to find the laptop, to add it to the shopping cart, and then to complete the checkout process, meaning payment process. The success metric is time taken to search plus time taken to add it to shopping cart plus time taken to make a payment. So these are the 3 steps I'm going to put under success metric because I'm interested in task completion time. Then assessment, like how are you going to test the task and come to conclusion for success metric? The steps to follow. So the steps is very simple. You know that already. Step 1 is the user opens the Amazon.in on the browser. Step 2, he searches for laptop. Step 3, he navigates through different options available. Step 4, he clicks on add to shopping cart. Step 5, he clicks on make payment process. That's it. So these are the simple steps he follows on Amazon.in. The only thing you have to write is success metric. That is important. Assessment is the regular steps that you already know. How to find a laptop, how to make a payment. You already know because you do that a lot of times. The success metric, I would like to repeat, the time it took for the user to find the laptop plus to add it to shopping cart plus to complete the checkout process. If you measure that, then we talk about efficiency. Any questions here, guys, in terms of understanding or any confusions I'm creating? The next thing we should talk about is satisfaction. Are the users getting satisfied or not with your application? Okay, that is also important. So coming to the definition of satisfaction from a usability testing measurement perspective, I would say the user's overall satisfaction rate and the comfort that he has while using our application is called as satisfaction. Now I will say, okay, user, why do you always go to Amazon.in to find a laptop? Why are you not going to Flipkart? Why are you not going to Paytm Mall? Why are you not going to some other xyz.com website? Why Amazon.in? They say, I somehow feel comfortable using Amazon. Why are they feeling comfortable? Maybe the UI is easy for them. The user interface is easy. Maybe the user experience they're having is fantastic, which they're not finding it in some other website. Right? Example, if I take myself example, all of us does a lot of online UPI payments, right? Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm. So if I ask this question, at least those people who use UPI payments, most of you mostly are from India, I guess. Let me ask this question just to understand. This question goes to Anish. So Anish, do you use Google Pay or Phone Pay or Paytm or some other mechanism to make online payments? Like when you're buying groceries or some ice cream, whatever small shoppings you do, how do you pay that through UPI? Which app do you use?
Actually, I'm not in India, so I don't use Google Pay. I usually go with my credit cards or
Okay. Okay, cool. Then if the same question goes to other people like Surya, Sonia, Tilly, Dinesh, Vijay, what do you guys see? What UPI app you use? I mean, assuming you're in from India, I'm not sure about abroad countries. Which payment do you guys use? You can put it on the chat or unmute and say.
Yeah, I use PhonePe.
Phone Pay, okay. Others?
I use
GPay,
IC.
phone pay, credit, something, everything else.
Okay, cred. Okay.
The ICIC Bank mobile application.
Okay.
They have a feature for UPI payments, so I do it through that.
Okay. Okay, fine. So you see, there are multiple ways for us to make payment, and everyone has their own preferences. Someone says cred, someone says ICICI Bank, someone has other options. Like if you ask me, I use mostly Google Pay. But if we ask the question to ourselves, why do I use only Phone Pay when there is Paytm available, when there is Google Pay available? Or when if I ask this question to Kiran, why do you use only Google Pay when you already have Phone Pay installed? And why can't you install Paytm and make payments? Why don't you go for cred as well? So my mind says, no, somehow Kiran is used to Google Pay. He is feeling it comfortable. He's satisfied with Google Pay user interface. He knows which option is where, so he finds it easy. If I switch to Phone Pay, the interface is little different on Phone Pay. And a user who is on Phone Pay will say that I'm convenient using Phone Pay because I'm doing it every day. So I find Google Pay little different. And someone who says I'm not using Paytm at all because I don't want to install it, I don't want to experience the user interface of Paytm one more time because I'm happy with whatever I'm doing, right? So this is nothing but our comfort level and satisfaction rates. So when you are happy with one person, you will always stick to that person, right? When you're happy with one application, you always use that application. Like the moment my wife says, hey, we have to buy the detergent liquid for our washing machine, there are thousands of brands available in Amazon or in Flipkart. The moment my wife tells me, I directly go to Amazon.in only. I don't even type Flipkart. I don't have a reason because I'm used to purchasing things in Amazon, and I will search for when I say detergent liquids. You see there are so many search features right here. There are so many options are there. If I scroll down, or if you see here, if they display how many products are there, I don't know, but you see so many options are there. Infinite scrolling is there, right? And if I'm used to one particular brand, so initially I'm used to this particular brand, and this is what I used to order every time, Surf Excel, which is little costly. Later I found a local provider, example this one. So now I'm used to this guy, where he sends a pack of 2 for almost at the same cost that Surf Excel is doing it, right? So we are used to some products and we feel comfortable and we feel satisfied with the usage. Same thing we are talking from a software perspective also, right? So satisfaction typically talks about the user's overall satisfaction rate and the comfort rate while using an application. And how do you, okay, I am saying that I am happy with that detergent, but how does the provider know Kiran is happy with his product? I'm saying that I'm happy with Google Pay, but how does Google Pay know that the users are satisfied or not? Because I'm not going and broadcasting the message that Kiran likes Google Pay or Sonia likes Phone Pay. We are not broadcasting that message to the world. But how do they know which users are satisfied, which users are not satisfied? Usually they send some surveys, they send some feedback links saying, are you satisfied with that product? Yes, no. If you say yes, okay, they have a metric. Okay, one person from Hyderabad is happy, one person from Bangalore is happy, one person from let's say Saudi Arabia is happy. So they come to know which users is happy, which users is unhappy. So what is satisfaction? The user's overall satisfaction and comfort while using the application, and often measured through surveys or feedback forms, I mean. And again, I have to write one task and explain to someone else like this. So example I will give you. The task given is, I don't want to dine in, meaning I'm not interested in going to the restaurant, sitting there and then eating. These days, online systems, the food comes to your doorstep, right? You can order food online through any app that you have. So the task given is order some food from a nearby restaurant through one of the apps like Zomato, Swiggy, or any other app that you have. So what is the success rate? or what is the success metric? So once the user completes their meal order, meaning their food order, they are prompted to rate the experience of ordering a food from that app on a scale of 1 to 5 and provide some optional feedback, like a open-ended question. So the moment I order food from a nearby restaurant and the order is placed, the application immediately says, are you satisfied with our app usage? Did you find ordering process easy? Were you able to locate the food item easily? Please rate us on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. And a simple open text box is also given where I can write additional feedback, saying, okay, it would be good if you can serve me hot or serve me cold. It is good if you can send me some additional, some other thing that you want, like some sachets you want, some sauce you want, some additional onions you want, whatever. So that could be a kind of feedback that we do. Assessment is like the simple questions, right? Like, from a success metric perspective, the application can ask questions like, how easy was it for you to navigate inside the app? How satisfied are you with our delivery time? How would you rate overall experience using our app and the food that we are serving? Do you have any suggestions or improvements that suggested for us, which is an open-ended question. So this way, the user ratings and comments will help the owner of that application know whether people are satisfied with their app or not. So that satisfaction thing comes under usability testing. Am I clear on satisfaction, guys, or you have any questions or points to talk?
Actually, I have one or two doubts on that. First is like usually I have like heard of or doing user acceptance testing. So first question is like how like where are these usable testing are more prominent, or is this something way different from UAT?
Okay, usability testing is important in consumer applications. So when a software is developed, you can classify them into two types: consumer applications and enterprise applications. Enterprise applications are those applications which mostly corporate employees only will use, meaning regular users may not use it. Like that application is only for Infosys employees, or Infosys serving one bank, let's say Australia Bank, and only Australia Bank users will use that application. So they're all enterprise applications. The second side of projects we do is consumer projects or consumer applications. These applications will reach to common public. So common public will use that application. Example, gmail.com is a consumer application. So Gmail is also used by corporates. Then I call it as enterprise application. If I say the food order apps like Swiggy, Zomato in India, they are consumer applications because these apps are used by me, by you, your parents, my parents, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your husband, your kids, your wife. Everyone uses these food order apps. Or if I take internet banking for any bank like Citibank, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, HSBC Bank, the banking applications are used by normal people also, right? Because you also have to transfer money, check your amount, do a fixed deposit, open a Demat account online, participate in mutual funds, etc. So these applications are termed as consumer applications. So your question is where should I do usability testing? 99% you do usability testing for consumer applications.
Okay. Okay. And these metrics like to effectiveness, efficiency, so all these are kind of coming from a QA team, or so we get the requirements from like business that we need to satisfy these percentage, or we need to at least have this benchmark to go for usable testing.
Yeah, benchmarks certainly will come from business only, meaning your organization, your customer will help you with the benchmarks and the metrics. But as a test engineer, usability test engineer, we will say, if I am doing usability testing and if I have to measure it, I will measure usability by talking about the effectiveness of the product, by talking about its efficiency, by talking about its satisfaction. Okay.
Our end reports kind of go through these points and like mention like how much efficiency, effectiveness our usable testing is, right? I guess. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, the next point we'll have is learnability. Okay, the next point is talking about learnability. Learnability means how easy it is for your users to learn the application and become proficient with that application. Which means when I say e-commerce, Amazon is almost occupying the maximum share in the market. Then follows Flipkart, then follows a Snapdeal or Paytm Mall or abcd.com. So many applications are there, right? Now I would like to introduce, assume that we are some corporate employees and we are working for a client and he wants to introduce one new e-commerce application into the Indian market. So if you introduce it, people should be able to use that application easily. To use it, the first step is they should learn how to use it, right? Example, in this application, I learned that logout is inside from my experience. I learned that login is inside from my experience. So you have learned where is login hidden, where is logout hidden, right? So whenever you release a new product, the learnability factor is also important. Meaning, how are you educating the users, the consumer users, learn your application? That is also important. Otherwise, user experience is gone because people don't even come to your product because they say, hey, that's a new guy in the market and I find it difficult to use it. Like if I talk about on UPI apps, right? If I talk about UPI apps, the market share is more for PhonePe in India, followed by Google Pay, followed by other players, right? Why the other players are coming in third position? Because people are not finding it easy to learn that app. Now, who are those other players? Amazon also has Amazon Pay. Paytm also has a Paytm Pay option, right? Then you have Cred. Through Cred also you can pay. Through WhatsApp also you can pay money. But I'm not sure how many people are paying money through WhatsApp. And then maybe you said ICICI mobile app. So ICICI mobile app also has something, I forgot the name. HDFC Bank also has their pay, HDFC Pay. But they have hardly 1% of users using applications like HDFC Pay or ICICI Pay. Hardly 1% of the population in India are using this option. Almost 70% of the people are using PhonePe and Google Pay. And maybe 25% of the people are using other options like Amazon Pay, Paytm, and others. So why? So if these guys go and do analysis, which they're doing already, they say that people are not learning about our application. That's why they say, hey, it is difficult for me to make a payment using HDFC Pay. But once you make a payment through HDFC Bank option, you find it easy also. Then the learnability will come. Okay, so the definition is how easy it is for users to learn the application usage and become proficient with the app, with the application. Okay, so this is the definition. Learnability means how easy your application is for the users to learn. People should not come and say, hey, I'm finding it difficult to use your application. The moment you have such feedback, your usability testing or usability of the product is going for a toss, meaning your application will not survive in the market. Example, again, I will take learnability, right? If there is a picture you have, I think this is mostly used by people who use extensive Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or I heard something called Snapchat also, which the younger generation uses it. So we have this, when you take a picture of yourself or your colleagues, your friends, you edit the photos a lot, right? You add some emojis, you increase the brightness, you remove the scars on your face. So everything is achievable today in those photo editing softwares, and there are so many mobile apps available. Snapchat has that built-in feature. WhatsApp is also having that built-in feature. You can edit the photos and make it look wonderful, beautiful, handsome, whatever. So the task I'm having is, again, assume that we have built a product which is like a photo editing software. It's a mobile app or a software for your computers. The task is edit a given photo. That's it. That is a given task. So what is the success metric? So why are people editing the photo? First, you should know that. Why do people edit the photo? To make it more appealing to the opposite person if they forward their photo to someone, or if they put it as a display picture on their social media apps or WhatsApp application or Snapchat. So that is the reason they are editing the photo. So the success metric is, once the user launches this photo editing app that we have developed, they should be able to easily identify what kind of edits they can do by this app, such as, can I crop the photo easily so I can remove the background images which are not needed any longer? Can I apply a filter easily so that things that I want will be seen, things I don't want will not be seen? Can I increase the brightness? Can I increase or decrease the brightness? Can I increase or decrease the contrast level? Can I add an emoji to it? Can I bring another image from another photo and make it appear next to me? Something like, as if I have taken a photo with one of the celebrity. I can edit like that, right? So success metric is how easily people are able to do such a task, like a cropping a photo, adjusting the brightness, uh, adding some filters, adding another images, etc. So that could be your success metric. How easily are they able to do that? And how can they easily do it? If they have learned your application, they can easily do it. Otherwise, they will take a lot of time to do it. So how do you do assessment? Meaning, of course, the steps to follow, like open the application, upload an image, click on apply filters, click on adjust, click on plus button to increase brightness, click on minus button to decrease brightness. Those are the normal assessment steps. Okay. And you should also ask people about how much time it is taking to complete the task. That is also important because that comes from efficiency as well, right? And ask some feedback to them, like, did you find the application intuitive, meaning something different from other apps? Are we confusing you with our features? Is it easy for you to learn how to use our software? So these are certain questions you have to ask the users to know the learnability aspect. Okay, which means if the users can quickly and correctly complete the given task with minimal guidance, it means learnability is there. But they are taking a lot of support from their seniors or from their friends, then learnability is not there because the guidance is increasing now. Okay, so that's about learnability. So when your application is getting developed, the developers will talk about learnability, the business will have requirements about learnability. About all the red color points I'm writing, you will get requirements from the customer if you are doing exclusive usability testing. Okay, not every product goes through usability testing. Please note that. Only certain products which think our application should be there on every smartphone, those kind of products goes through usability testing. Example, WhatsApp. WhatsApp task is every smartphone should have WhatsApp. That is their goal. That is their vision, I guess. So if WhatsApp should be there on every smartphone, they definitely do usability testing from these points perspective. And you might say, in my project, we don't do all these things. The reason is probably your customer is not interested in usability testing in this way. For them, usability testing is, okay, or is the UI coming correctly? Okay. Are you able to click on login? Yes. Are you able to log out? Okay. Are you able to make payments? Okay. Are you able to add items to shopping cart? Okay, fine. So such kind of things you are calling as usability, but that is not usability. Usability is a non-functional testing, and you talk about these things. We don't talk about whether I'm able to log in successfully or not. My here is how fast you are able to log in. Are you able to identify login easily? Are you finding difficulty while logging in? So these questions we will ask in usability. I will never ask, are you able to log in after entering a username and entering a password? That functional testers will take care. In usability, you talk about usability only. Example again. See, The first 3 classes are demonstration classes, right, for all of you. And I'm doing my best to teach everything without any partiality, whether you are enrolled or not going to enroll. And after this class, maybe someone from Isha team will reach out to you and then say, okay, Vijay, how do you find the training? Are you happy with it? Are you going to enroll? He will say, no, sorry, I cannot enroll. Then Abdul, the question goes to Abdul. Abdul says, yes, I'm going to enroll. So whether the answer is yes, I'm enrolling, or no, I'm not enrolling, Isha team wanted to know the reasons also. Why are you enrolling? Why are you not enrolling? Because that is their usability. They wanted to know, should we continue with this trainer, or is there an improvement the trainer can do? Or if the trainer is already doing excellent, then let's add few more resources into this particular batch so they will also benefit it. So we will concentrate on usability. We don't concentrate on the functional behaviors of Kiran. We talk about non-functional behaviors of Kiran from Isha's perspective, right? Isha will not ask you, meaning Isha Training Solutions will not ask you, did Kiran teach you what is usability testing? Did he told you that he will teach you a tool called Pally tool? They are technical questions. They are functional related. They won't ask you. They will say, is Kiran joining on time? Okay. Is he teaching you for 1 hour? Is he giving you notes? Are you getting access to recorded videos? Is he clarifying your questions? Is he speaking fast or slowly? Is he giving you real-time examples? These are all non-functional questions. They are usability questions for Isha team to take a strategic decision. Okay, is our trainer doing a good job? Are our students getting benefited? How can we increase the experience of our users, right? Because tomorrow, Vijay or Surya or any other person should talk good about this course when they, when they spread word of mouth. So that is usability here, right? No one is going to talk about, I mean, from Isha team, okay, show me the Google Drive notes he gave. Okay, this language is not good. Why is he giving so many examples? We don't get into such kind of things from Isha management. Right? I hope you're understanding the kind of examples I'm giving. Usability is non-functional, and we talk about non-functional traits only here. Don't get confused with functional testing here. The next one we should talk about is important one, error rate. So this is self-explanatory, I guess. This talks about the frequency and the types of errors the users encounter while interacting with your application. And of course, and how quick they are going to recover from that errors. That is also important. Right? I'm not talking about how many errors you are getting, what error you are getting. I'm talking about, are you experiencing errors? If you say yes, okay, usability is taking a toss. And are you able to recover from it in no time? Yes, then usability is coming back. So here I would say the frequency and types of errors. The frequency and types of errors users experience while using the application, and how they recover from those errors. So we have to talk about that. In error rate, we talk about that. Again, example, if I say the task I have is I have to book a bus ticket from Hyderabad to Bangalore. That is the task. Then what is the success metric here? During the booking process, the user interacts with the application to choose the current, the date on which he has to travel, from which city to what city, and how many people are planning to travel, and their details. So that is how the success metric will be, right? Is the application giving all these fields without throwing any errors? And assessment will be, if the users are encountering errors, are we capturing those errors in the logs so that we know in the backend that these are the type of errors users are encountering? Example, the user says, I wanted 10 tickets. And when you click on book, it says bulk tickets not allowed. That's an error, right? Bulk tickets not allowed. But this person says, no, I need 10 tickets because 10 friends are traveling together. So now they say, why should I not buy 10 tickets? Because I'm paying money for 10 users. Why the system is not allowing? He's like irritated. Now he says, okay, let me first book for 5 users. Okay, it is successfully booked. Then again, he will book for five more tickets for five other friends. Now, after the tickets are booked, the seating arrangement could be a little different. They assume that we will all sit together, but now the seats are little distributed, and your few friends are far away, few friends are behind the, in the back seats. So this gives little irritation to the user. They get frustrated, and their user experience goes for a toss again. So the error here is you cannot book bulk tickets. And what is that bulk here? It is not 100, just 10. Right? When two families are going, obviously minimum, at least if for a family you have 4 people, then almost 8 people are going together. What if 3 families are traveling together? Naturally, it is like 4 into 3, 12 tickets have to be booked. Right? So these kind of errors should be captured by the users, by the system in the server, and give that feedback back to the developer saying, hey, your application on production is showing these kind of errors. And if these errors are increasing with every day, bulk tickets not allowed, bulk tickets not allowed, they have to sit back and see, why are we getting these errors? Is it common that in that country people go together? If that is the case, let us increase the number of tickets that people can book. Maybe right now the system allows only 5 tickets in one transaction. And most of the errors are talking about, 10 tickets is the quantity everyone is using, especially in summer. Then let's change the business rule. Allow 10 tickets to be booked in one single shot. Then you're avoiding errors. So such feedback should be captured from the error rates. Okay. Let us say that currently the application says bulk booking not allowed when the number of tickets put is 10. So now how does the user know when bulk booking is not allowed, how many tickets are allowed in one single go? Is it 1 ticket only, or 2 tickets, or 5 tickets, or 6 tickets? He doesn't know, right? He has to do trial. Okay, now let me try for 8 tickets. Again, the same error, bulk tickets not allowed. He's like, okay, 8 also not allowed. Then let me try for 6. Again, same error, bulk tickets not allowed. Now he tries for 5. Now the payment goes through, meaning you can book at the max 5 tickets in one go. So the user has to try 3 times, and then he comes to know the learnability that, okay, I can book only 5 tickets in one single shot. Instead, when the error is thrown, you should say bulk tickets not allowed. Please book 5 tickets. Or you can say only 5 tickets are allowed in one payment. So now you are giving that information. You are telling the user, learn this thing. Only 5 users are allowed in one single payment process. So the user understands, okay, 10 is bulk, but 5 is okay. So you are helping him how to recover from that particular error. So now he changes directly to 5 tickets. He will not trial with 8 or 7 or 6 and again get an error. So that kind of education we have to give to the users. Am I clear here? Okay. Then we will talk about another point, which is memorability. So memorability is all about how easily users can remember your application usage after not using your application for some X period of time. Like everyone uses some apps every day, right? So if you ask me for a taxi, for booking cabs or for booking a bike or an auto rig here, I use Ola app or Uber app. So I use these apps, for booking a taxi. Maybe for online payments, I use GPay, let's say like this. And for food order, I use this app. Regularly I'm using it, so I know how to use it because I remember, my brain remembers it. But let's say I'm going on a vacation for 1 month out of India. So once I move out of India, I will not be using these apps because they may not be present in that country. Right? Now, once I come back to India, can I still use these apps as it is without having a memory problem saying, okay, hey, what is the process of booking a cab in Ola? Is my brain asking that question? If yes, you might say, Kiran, it is your personal problem because your brain is asking it. Correct. My brain is asking that question. But in usability, we also consider, does your application, example, Ola application, Ola taxi app, when you open this app, the app should know when was the last time user used the app. Meaning some logic should be there in the app that when was the last time the app was opened. And that logic says that it's been close to 35 days the user did not open the app. So if the number of days is greater than, let's say, for example, the developer wrote a logic. That is, the number of days is greater than 30 days. It means the user is on a vacation, or he is using a competition app, or something happened, but now he comes back to our Ola app. The app only should tell, the app should provide a simple guide tour immediately, saying, choose your from here, choose your destination place here. This is where you can choose whether you wanted a premium car or a normal sedan car or a normal hatchback car. This is where you can book an outstation cab, and this is where you can apply coupons. This is where you can make a payment. So some welcome tour kind of thing should come in the app, so that the app itself is telling the user, I will make you remember all the old good days by showing you welcome tour. So that is called as memorability. So memorability is not from a person's perspective I'm commenting. If Kiran is forgetting something, that is Kiran's problem. But the app should not forget that, okay, Kiran came to me after 31 days. So let me show him a welcome tour so that he understands which option is present where. Because in these 30 days, the app might have been updated. Some features might be added. Some features might be modified to enhance the user experience, right? So that's called as memorability. So I will say how easily users can remember how to use the application after a brief period of inactivity or time. Again, you will measure these things as usual. Take an example task, take a success metric, and take an assessment. Is this clear? Memorability is about the app understanding whether the user is coming on a daily basis or he's coming after a brief time. If yes, let's educate him one more time so that the user feels little wow, this app is helping me how to achieve a task. Okay, that's called as memorability. And finally, I can also write another point like user engagement. So user engagement means the level of interest, the level of involvement, the level of enjoyment a user shows while using the application. So I will say the level of user interest plus involvement plus enjoyment during the app interactions. Example, games. If user engagement is mostly applicable for games that you install on the smartphone, right? So if I talk to my kid, he plays most of the same games again and again because he feels engaged with that game. If I show him other games, he won't be, because the kind of involvement they had with that app, the kind of enjoyment they are getting, the kind of interest they are showing is too high. So again, that's a user experience which developers does. So user engagement also will tell how much users are able to use your application. So I'll give one simple example here, that is realistic example, that my personal experience. These days people are more interested about their health, right? I think after the COVID era is gone, people are more giving importance to their health. People started hitting gyms, they're going to yogas, they're doing meditation at homes, and people are doing virtual gyms as well, right? At home also they are doing exercises. There are so many apps that have come in the market which says install this app and you have some virtual gym instructors, and just start the lesson 1 or day 1 and the virtual instructor will tell you what kind of exercise you have to do, right? So those apps are engaging the users. The moment I open that app and say this is day 1, the virtual instructor comes and says, okay, these are the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 you have to do for 5 minutes, and then there is a timer given. The moment you say start timer, the timer starts, and you will be doing your exercises for 5 minutes, and then you will say stop, meaning 5 minutes is completed. So then the virtual instructor comes and says, good job done, now let's do exercise 2 for 3 minutes, and he shows that exercise for 3 minutes. It's a virtual guy, not a real guy on the mobile app. That guy says, okay, do this exercise for 3 minutes. And then again, you will get a start button. Again, you say start and you do for 3 minutes, come back and say stop. Again, the gym instructor virtually says, good job done. So this way they are engaging you, saying good job done. And they're also giving you information like, now you have burnt 3 calories. Now you have burnt 5 calories. And the application says, slowly, let us keep a daily goal. So the daily goal is burn 10 calories in 1 hour. So to burn 10 calories in 1 hour, this is the amount of exercise you have to do for 30 minutes. And if you are putting that information back to the mobile app, it says 10 calories is successfully burnt. Now your age is healthy, like that. Then you can keep weekly goals, monthly goals, and you have to put back the system, the feedback back into that mobile app, so that mobile app says, okay, you have done a good job here, but this is an area where you are doing a bad job. So user engagement is more for such kind of apps where wellness is being talked about, gym exercises are being talked about. You can, I mean, I'm sure you must be using few of them, but give it a try. There are so many apps available. Example, Cult Fit is one such app I used some time back. So that app has that experience. Okay, and any app that talks about wellness. So the apps related to wellness also provide nice user experience. Okay, so this is how we do this one. What is usability testing and how to measure usability testing. Okay, I'll give these points on the chat window. If you would like to copy to your notepads, yeah, you can feel free to copy that. So that's all for today's session. If you have any questions, you can ask me, guys. And if you are still thinking to enroll, please do complete your enrollments. So this is about usability. The next class will straight away take us to the world of accessibility testing, where we'll talk about the WCAG guidelines, ARIA developments, some tools, how to do accessibility testing. All these notes will be shared with the enrolled participants in my document. Any questions before we sign off from today's class? Okay.
I have one question. So can you let us know one day in advance when we start like working on the tool so we can like install it before the class?
No, actually, okay, I'll try my best to do that. But don't worry, the tools are pretty much small. You can install it right away as I teach also. It won't take much time. It should be easy for you guys.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And when I'm teaching it, I would request you guys not to practice immediately. Do it after the class. And you can ask me questions on WhatsApp, or you can ask questions in the next day also. But if you're practicing along with me, you will probably miss certain points because your brain cannot do multitasking. Listening and practicing are two different things. It will confuse you guys. Okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much for your day. You have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.